It's Jenna. Welcome to my Kiss My Asparagus cooking segment number 2, crab cakes. For the first step, we're going to take our onion, celery, red and yellow bell pepper, and garlic cloves. Now this is a quarter cup of celery, a half a cup of onion, and a quarter cup of red and yellow peppers. Notice how finely they're diced? This is a must, because you don't want it too overpowering for your crab cakes. And this is 1 clove of garlic. It's half a tablespoon. And so the first thing we're going to do is saute the onions, celery, and the peppers into 1 tablespoon of heated olive oil. And this is going to go for 5 minutes. So go ahead and mix them up and let them saute for 5 minutes. And then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. And now we're going to add the 1 clove of garlic that we have diced here, or minced rather. And we're also going to add salt and pepper to taste. So there's no actual measurement, just put in how much you think would be appropriate for this amount of ingredients. And then once you're done adding your salt and pepper and your garlic, you're going to allow that to saute for an additional 2 minutes. Okay, so it's been going for 2 minutes now. It has an amazing smell, really, really delicious. And now we're going to remove it from the heat and let it cool off while we prepare the rest of our ingredients. Okay, for the next step, we're going to need half a pound of lump crab meat. That's very important. It needs to be a lump crab meat. 1/8 of a cup of green onions, 1/8 of a cup of Parmigiano-Romano cheese, a tablespoon of fresh parsley, 1.5 tablespoon of dry mustard, and a tablespoon or half of a lemon, juice of a lemon. So either a tablespoon of lemon or half juice lemon. And we're going to combine this in a medium-sized bowl, and then we're going to set aside. And then once it looks pretty well combined there, you're going to set it aside. And then we go on to the next step. Okay guys, for the next step, we're basically going to be making our own mayonnaise. So this recipe was originally for 10 crab cakes. We have halved that because it's just Joe and I. So the full recipe requires 1 egg, but we are going to use half an egg. What we did is we blended 1 egg and then we poured half the contents out. You are going to need a food processor. It could be a mini one like this or a big one. It just has to be sure to have a metal blade. So what we're going to do first is take half the egg, half of the juice of a lemon or a tablespoon of lemon juice. And in the food processor, we're going to let that process for 1 minute. Okay, next we're going to add half of a cup of vegetable oil, but we're going to do this gradually. So I'm going to pour in half, and then I'm going to let it blend again. And we're going to do this until it's very thick. Okay, so you want it about that consistency. If you can see that there. And now we are going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of Tabasco sauce. Oh my god. It's tricky. And 1/4 teaspoon of Liam Perrin's Worcestershire sauce. Say that 3 times fast. Okay. And we're also going to salt and pepper to taste. And now we're going to blend that in the food processor until it's completely blended together. Okay guys, the next step, we are going to mix some of this stuff together. The whole recipe requires 3/4 cup of breadcrumbs. We've used panko. Half of the 3/4 cups we're going to use now, and a half we're going to use later. So that's what that is. You're also going to take 1/4 cup of the mayonnaise mixture that we just made to also add. I put a little bit extra on top to account for the stuff that's going to stick on the side. And our sauteed vegetables. And now we're going to go ahead and mix this. We are going to mix it thoroughly, but not aggressively. Because we don't want to break up the crab too much. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Looks really great. And then at this point, okay, and now we're going to go ahead and make our patties. Now these make 5 crab cake patties, and they are to be measured at about 1/3 cup of crab per patty. So this is 1/3 of a cup, just so we can get a feel of how big the patty should be. And now we're going to make our patty. Okay, so here are the patties, and now I'm going to put them in the fridge, like I said, for 10 minutes. And the reason we do this is so that when we go to flour them, or batter them rather, it's going to help for them to stick together and not fall apart. So, voila. Now we're going to prepare the battering station that our little crab cakes are going to get powdered in. And we're going to do that with 3 plates, shallow plates. We're basically going to just batter them. How many times can I say batter? We're going to start with 1/8 of a cup of flour. And we're going to season that with Old Bay seasoning and white pepper. We're going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper and 1/2 of a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. Oh, I'm sorry. And we're going to blend that together. And the next plate, remember that 1/2 egg from earlier? Here's the other 1/2. And we're going to pour that there. And we're going to also combine 1/2 of a tablespoon of agua. That's water for you non-bilingual viewers. And combine that. In the next bowl, we are going to use the rest of the breadcrumb mixture from earlier and combine that with another 1/2 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. Okay guys, now it's time to batter our crab cakes. I'm gonna put it in the flour. Ooh, it's falling apart on me. If you find that they're falling apart on you, you might want to put them back in the fridge for a little longer. Okay. Mine started to split a little bit, so I'm just going to push it back together. And now you also want to go ahead and start heating up 1.25 cups of oil, vegetable oil, so we have that heating over there on the stove. And I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my patties, and then we're going to make our dipping sauce. We're gonna make the sauce for the crab cakes, and if any of you have ever had a bloomin' onion at Outback Steakhouse, this is what it is. The base is half of a cup of mayonnaise. Mayonnaise from the jar, nothing that you have to make. And so that's what we're doing here. Now we need 2 teaspoons of ketchup, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of oregano. I'm going to do a dash of ground pepper, and a dash of cayenne pepper, dash. Last but certainly not least, a tablespoon of horseradish. And now we are going to combine all of this. Mix really well. And once it's all mixed, we're going to refrigerate it. You want to give it at least 30 minutes to refrigerate. What I'm doing over here is preparing a plate with paper towels because we're going to use that to drain off our crab cakes when they're done cooking. Now the oil has heated and what we're going to do is fry these puppies 4 minutes on each side. I have a tip for everybody. This is a smelly candle, fragrance candle. If you burn a candle while you are frying, it will absorb and take away the oil smell from filling your house. I have found this to be true. So, there's your tip. Okay, the first 4 minutes has ended. And now we are going to flip. That looks amazing. Okay, now we're going to take them off. Looking mighty good. Okay, let them cool, and then we'll go ahead and prepare them. Okay, now they are all done. This is the finished product. When they're all done, you're going to go ahead and dust them lightly or just give them a little sprinkle with Old Bay seasoning. Okay, and that's it. Joanne likes hers prepared as a sandwich, so we're going to do that for her. And put a little bit of the sauce. I like mine just like an appetizer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to try some with the bloomin' onion sauce, if you will. And then also, I like a balsamic glaze. You can buy it already made at the grocery store. And it's really thick, and it's got balsamic vinegar in it, but it's very sweet too. So, actually in Italy they put it on ice cream, so I like that. So we're going to do it both ways. I think first I'll try this lovely sauce we made. It's not just because I made it. It's really, really amazing. I really hope you like it. If you like it, thumbs up. If you don't like it, you can kiss my asparagus. Either way, we're happy you joined in. Bye!